तो मुझे मिल गया, पिछले वीडियो में हम ढूंढ रहे थे लोकेशन, मुझे यहाँ पे मिल गया, यहाँ है। तो ब्रिज अलायंस का कैंप है, यहाँ पे हमको पता चल जाएगा एमिसरी क्यों आई है। पर कॉम्बैट हम अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते, तो सारे एनिमीज़ को डिफीट करके फिर ही देखते हैं। स्टेल्थ करके कोई फ़ायदा नहीं। इतना जल्दी डिफीट कैसे हो गई वो? उसको अगर रिवाइव कर सकता तो मैं कर लूँगा, ट्राई करके देखेंगे। नहीं कर सकते कॉम्बैट में रिवाइव, शायद फाइट नहीं करना था, यहाँ पे स्टेल्थ ही करना था। पर सीबेल को निकालना है पार्टी से, बहुत ही वीक है वो। ठीक है, अभी तो भागना पड़ेगा हमको। भाग फाइट मत कर। ठीक है, रिलोड करेंगे इस बार, स्टेल्थ ही करेंगे इस बार।
Don't want to be overheard.
हमको देख लिया। ऐसे भागने से गिव अप कर देंगे ना वो। हाँ, अगर डिटेक्ट हो गए तो भाग सकते हैं हम। 1 by 1 एनिमीज को पिक ऑफ भी कर सकते हैं। वापस चले गए। ओके,
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
इतना जल्दी इनका स्टेल्थ मिड रीसेट भी हो जाता है। ठीक है, हमको नोट या कुछ ढूंढना पड़ेगा। अंदर वाले कैंप्स में होंगे शायद। ट्रैप था वो, जंप स्केयर कर दिया मुझे। इससे केयरफुल रहना, ये डिटेक्ट कर लेगा हमको। मैं ब्लीड डैमेज ले रहा हूँ ट्रैप की वजह से। इसने ऑलमोस्ट देख लिया मुझे। वहाँ कुछ नोट्स, अच्छा वहाँ वही है शायद, वो पेपर हमको चाहिए। की मिल गया, जहेज सीक्रेट चेस्ट। अच्छा, की वो घर में जो मैंने ओपन किया था वो है शायद, उसके घर में, या वो भी हो सकता है वो चेस्ट। उसको मैंने लक के साथ ओपन कर लिया था। कहाँ आ रहा है वो? अच्छा, वो वहाँ जा रहा है। पता नहीं, बहुत विंडोज़ मुझे नहीं मिल रहे चेस्ट खोलने के यहाँ पे। भागना पड़ेगा अभी, भाग के फिर वापस आएंगे। की तो मिल गया, पर की को मैंने की के बिना ही मैंने खोल दिया था, तो और कुछ होना चाहिए वहाँ पे। मैंने फिज़िकल बिल्ड यूज़ किया, हैवी आर्मर पहन के और हैवी वेपन। ये बहुत बढ़िया काम किया, देखो सबको मैंने डिफीट कर लिया। अब हम पीसफुली चेक कर सकते हैं। मैजिक से कंपेयर टू मैजिक बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग लगा मुझे फिज़िकल बिल्ड, हैवी वेपन हैवी आर्मर वाला। कुछ है नहीं लग रहा है मुझे, नहीं लग रहा कुछ है। अगर कुछ नहीं है तो हम ऐसे ही ट्रायल करेंगे जाके। वो फिशिंग कर सकते हैं, देखते हैं क्या मिलेगा। बहुत ही स्लो एनिमेशन है, कम ऑन जल्दी। नहीं नहीं मिला कुछ, ठीक है। वहाँ कुछ है नहीं। कैंप तो हमने चेक कर लिया। ओह, ये है सीक्रेट चेस्ट। अच्छा, यहाँ मिल गया हमको। यहाँ मिल जाएगा नोट हमको 600 कॉइन्स। टेस्टिफाई करने के लिए पैसे दे रहे हैं। ओके ये है प्रूफ, सॉलिड प्रूफ मिल गया हमको।
This is some sort of contract between the emissary and Duarte, the false witness. It's all very clear. She paid him to alert the head guard and to tell him he'd seen us attacking the others. There's even a bonus fee for going to trial. There's also a note, undoubtedly for a future report. It explains the entire plan. I should read it in more detail. This could turn the tables at the trial.
ठीक है, सब कुछ हमको मिल गया। अब हमको सिर्फ बच गया वापस जाना। हाँ, कैसे वापस जाऊँ मैं? करेंटली अनअवेलेबल क्यों? चलो सारा प्रूफ जो हमने गेन किया है सबमिट करेंगे।
There you are. Any news? Preparations are underway on my side, but without your help, I'll have trouble defending you.
We found 2 witnesses who could vouch for the ink mistress. However,
What can the...
thought she heard one of the men from the...
So,
He witnessed the whole thing.
I know who you're talking. And his support for Alvida. It would be better to...
ठीक है,
We've
false
spoken to the
witness।
prosecution.
Excellent. But this will give you a much better chance at clear... The whole affair seemed some dark
We discovered that the emissary has... She had documents there,
I...
so that the notes would have no... that they would think we are savages.
It's horrifying. And I'm furious at the idea. This emissary won't get...
ठीक है, और क्या है? नहीं, स्टार्ट करेंगे।
We think we're ready for the trial.
I think we have more than enough to clear you. Remember to give me all the documents I'll need to show, as well as the names of the witnesses, and we can go. Don't forget that during the trial, it will be up to you to tell me who to call and what to share.
Defendants, take your seats. The trial is about to begin. We are gathered here before Admirals Cabral and Barcelos. I shall be representing the inhabitants of this island. Our aim is to clarify the events that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's workshop, which led to the deaths of several of the Bridge Alliance emissaries' escorts. The emissary will represent the prosecution. Is the emissary here and ready to present her arguments?
I am. And I will prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that these savages murdered my escort and brought chaos to this island.
The defendants are Captain Alvida and the group of foreigners who are her guests. They are represented by the master of the shipyard.
We are also ready.
Very well. The prosecution has the floor.
Your honors, Noughts, I come here to seek justice for the lives of my men who were murdered on your streets. And I will prove to you that these savages are the killers.
Please explain how your men ended up in this part of town, when they were supposed to be part of your escort.
I'd given them the afternoon off, so I assume they were sightseeing. That's when they were attacked by these islanders and their companions.
Why would they do that?
Because they're savages. Ever since my people first set foot on Teer Fradee, we witnessed nothing but savagery. They constantly reject any form of progress. They kill people, massacre them if need be, and then pass themselves off as victims. They lure far more sophisticated people into their nets and make them pay for their crimes. Which explains why these eminent representatives of other peoples from the continent, as well as Captain Alvida, are here.
This whole speech sounds like an indictment, but you haven't provided any evidence.
This is true. Do you have any evidence or witnesses to call?
I do. I call Longshoreman Duarte to the stand.
Well, where is your witness, emissary?
I don't have the slightest idea.
You're wasting our time, emissary. Do you have any other witnesses?
I I'll call the head guard.
The head guard didn't show up until after the fight.
Don't worry. We can cross-examine him if you wish.
Very well. Can you tell us what you witnessed that day?
We were on patrol in the neighborhood, and a longshoreman came to tell us that some savages had attacked a group of Alliance foreigners. We got there as quickly as we could, but by the time we arrived, the savages were putting away their weapons and the others were lying dead on the ground.
Is there any way they could have just been passing by and had drawn their weapons to assist my men?
No, they were covered in the men's blood, and we saw them finish off the last one as we approached. I'm sorry. I wish we'd gotten there sooner. We could have saved your men.
You did your duty. What could you have possibly done in the face of such savagery? What happened next?
We wanted to arrest them, but the master of the shipyard intervened and reminded us that we could only arrest the captain.
A law that's difficult to swallow when it's obvious that the ones it benefits are the true culprits, and the innocent must shoulder the burden of their crimes.
In the context of this court, you will abstain from criticizing our laws, emissary.
Of course, forgive me. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does the defense wish to question the witness?
Ask him if he can confirm who started the attack.
According to your own testimony, you did not witness the attack, yet you arrested the captain.
Well, those men have been killed, and it was obvious that the captain and her friends were responsible for their deaths.
Really? Would the scene you discovered have been different if these people were the victims of a vicious attack and were only defending themselves?
I suppose the scene would have been the same, yes. But the longshoreman?
Since the longshoreman isn't here, what he told you can't be trusted. What was the first thing the defendants said to you when you tried to arrest them?
They were only defending themselves.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Now that the prosecution has presented its evidence and witnesses, it's time for the defense to present its case.
It's our turn now. What would you like us to present first?
Witness, private evidence. क्या करें? Evidence देते हैं.
We shall now proceed to show our evidence.
We would now like to present some evidence that has come to light in the course of our investigation.
Evidence? Evidence of what?
Emissary, the defense has the floor. Please allow the master of the shipyard to present his case.
I have here a document signed by this very emissary, which mentions an agreement with a certain Duarte, who works as a longshoreman. The document states that this man is to alert the head guard that an attack is taking place against the Alliance's men. It also states that he will have to testify before this court and specifically identify the natives from Teer Fradee as being behind the attack. The reward for this service is a very substantial sum of money.
It must be a forgery. A forgery created by the defendants to escape a fair punishment.
As our master librarian is a handwriting specialist, I suggest that he examine this contract and give us his expert opinion on the matter.
I will look into this during the deliberations. Have you found any other evidence?
We would like to present this report, which was found in a hideout, where this very emissary was participating in suspicious activities.
How dare you? What kind of scandalous accusation is that?
Explain yourself, master of the shipyard. It is highly unusual to describe the person representing the prosecution in this manner.
How else can I describe the activities that required the emissary to travel to an obscure cabin in the inland territory? Not to mention the fact that this report describes these activities in great detail.
Lies! Lies and more lies! An outrageous forgery!
Let the defense continue.
The emissary and her men were obviously making deals with some of our more law-averse knots to smuggle contraband.
For shame. Master, I'm counting on you to give us these documents so that we can find the culprits.
Yes. We won't let a few bad apples spoil the guild's reputation.
And just how did you find this obviously forged report?
You may ask your questions when the defense has finished. Carry on, Master of the Shipyard.
In addition to the highly instructive explanations of their smuggling activities, these documents also include a very important element that is of interest in these proceedings. The attack is clearly planned out in detail. The head guard was to be alerted as soon as it took place. If the Alliance men were able to kill the natives, the captain and her companions, then the testimony of the longshoreman and the head guard was to have cleared them of any suspicion. If not, well, we've all seen how the rest of the plan was to play out.
Nonsense! This is unacceptable!
Why would the emissary have planned such a dire scheme that would surely put the lives of her men at risk?
The report is very clear on this point. The aim was to decidedly tarnish the natives' reputation in our eyes. Some are starting to raise their voices here against what's happening in Teer Fradee, especially concerning the deportation of the natives. If we all thought the natives were savages and beasts, we'd have fewer scruples about dealing with them. Wouldn't we?
That's exactly what they are!
That's
Animals.
enough, ma'am! How dare you!
We will study this report carefully. And if it proves to be true, you'll be the one to answer for it.
Master, do you have any further evidence to submit?
No. We have nothing further to present to the court.
आप witnesses को बुलाएंगे?
I call the Ink Mistress to the stand. Can you tell us what happened during the attack in front of your workshop?
I was inside my workshop at the time of the attack, and unfortunately, I didn't see the fight.
That's a very useful testimony.
The prosecution will refrain from commenting until the floor is opened. Continue, Mistress.
I didn't see anything, but I did hear what happened. I clearly heard someone shouting something before the fighting started.
Can you tell us what was shouted?
Not entirely, but I distinctly heard the words savage and traitor.
It was the native who was shouting as she threw herself at my men.
No, I didn't recognize the voice. It wasn't any of the defendants. It was a different voice. What's more, I'd like to add that the defendants were thoughtful, not the savages they've been made out to be.
Thank you, Mistress. It seems clear that the attack was preceded by insults that were proffered by the emissary's men. This contradicts her version of the events.
I don't believe a word of it.
Madam, we have tolerated your repeated interruptions, despite our request to respect the protocol. But we will not tolerate you questioning the word of an eminent figure on our island. Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
No, I have no questions for the venerable mistress.
Would you like to call Silvio the carpenter to testify?
I'm not sure it's a good idea, but I'll let you decide.
Call the carpenter to the stand. He's the only one who really saw what happened.
Of course. I hope his reputation won't detract from the value of his testimony. I call Carpenter Silvio to the stand. Can you tell us where you were when the attack took place?
I was in my workshop, which is partly open to the outside. It's across from the Ink Mistress's workshop.
So you saw the whole thing. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, I saw everything. I saw the defendants leaving the Mistress's workshop. Then a group of armed men in Alliance uniforms appeared. They called the group savages and traitors and attacked them on sight. The defendants were forced to defend themselves. They were much better fighters than their attackers and had no trouble defeating them.
Lies! My trained soldiers would never have been defeated by this savage and her followers if they hadn't been taken by surprise.
Silence! Let the witness finish.
Then the head guard and his men showed up. So did you, Master. And they arrested the captain.
I have no further questions for this witness. After listening to this testimony, it seems clear to me that the defendants were attacked, and that they therefore are not to blame.
Does the prosecution wish to question the witness?
Absolutely. You're a carpenter now. But what did you do before that?
I was a shipwright.
That's a far more noble and respected profession in Yuxantis. What happened to you?
I lost my job and my rank after one of the ships I'd worked on sank. I was blamed for the loss of the ship and the deaths of the crew.
Tell me, who was the captain of this ship?
The ship's captain was named Estrella.
She was Captain Alvida's mother. Isn't it only natural that this man, who feels like he owes a debt to the captain, the same captain who risks paying a high price for her guests' violence, would take the stand and lie for her in order to make up for it? Can you believe a man who was responsible for the deaths of an entire crew?
I warned you.
Do you have any further questions for this witness, emissary?
No, I'm done with him.
Does the defense have any other witnesses to call?
I was thinking of calling Alvida to the stand. You were all witnesses, but her word carries more weight here than yours. What do you think?
Call Alvida. She can testify for us all.
I'm more than willing to answer your questions, and those of this snake.
I call the defendant, Captain Alvida, to the stand. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what happened that day, in your own words?
My name is Captain Alvida. I had just received my new ink when it happened.
Can you remind the court of what you did to earn this new rank?
I sailed from the coast of Tynea to Yuxantis in a fisherman's skiff.
A true feat. Please continue.
We barely set foot outside the ink mistress's shop when a group of Alliance men approached. One of them shouted at us that we were savages and traitors to our people, and that they were going to show us our true place. Then they attacked us. Fortunately, we were able to defeat them. It was only then that the head guard arrived. He wanted to arrest everyone, and you stopped him. So, I was the only one who was taken to jail, since my friends here were my guests.
Thank you, Captain. I have no further questions.
Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
Of course. Captain, are you sure your savage friend here didn't attack my men before you had time to see it? You wouldn't be the first person to trust in these animals and be betrayed by them.
I'm absolutely certain that the events took place just as I described them. And please don't compare my friend to an animal.
Your attachment to defending this wretch proves her hold over you. She's turned you into his puppet, to the point where you're willing to lie for her.
Enough. I won't let you attack a witness when you're suspected of having paid off yours.
I have no further questions.
Master, we have no further witnesses.
We have nothing more to add.
The defense has presented all of its evidence, and will now defer to the council's judgment.
In that case, we will now take leave to deliberate.
Can't I plead my case?
If you were hoping to make a case for your ideas, you should know that's not how things work around here. The witnesses and the evidence are presented, and anyone can examine and refute them, but the final decision is the council's. We'll return once a unanimous decision has been made. The council has come to a decision. I now give the floor to Admiral Cabral. who will announce the verdict.
Thank you. The trial was a farce. It was an obvious attempt to use the Naughts to further the political ambitions of certain factions of the Alliance.
I protest!
We will not stand for it. We find Captain Alvida and her companions innocent, of course, and the Alliance emissary and her retinue are henceforth banished from Yuxantis.
Banished? If you think we're going to accept...
Silence! This is our island. You shall respect our laws. You will be taken back to the mainland as soon as possible. And a thorough investigation will be carried out to identify and bring to justice all those who colluded with you.
The council has ruled, and the court is adjourned.
You're free, and may do as you please until you're ready to board your ship, Captain. Despite the trial, I've had the shipyard working on it, and it'll be ready to sail with the tide tomorrow.
Captain, I know what you think of me, what everyone thinks of me. But could I have a word with you?
What is it?
I hear you're looking for your mother's logbook. I know where it is.
Is that so? How could you possibly know that?
I'll tell you when the time comes, but not here. Meet me at the tavern when you're done.
I don't trust you, Silvio, but I'll come. It would be wrong not to hear you out at least once.
ठीक है, बहुत ही लंबा था वो, पर कंप्लीट कर लिया हमने. Hey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow, we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Teer Fradee straight away, it's a first step.
Why do we not leave now? You say you want to take us home, but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Teer Fradee takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern, or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Wait. I'm sorry. I overheard your conversation. I'd like to accompany you. Even if I have to wait, I'd like to go to Teer Fradee with you.
There are enough of your people on our island already.
And you can surely find another ship. The Alliance regularly funds crossings to Hikmet.
That's true. I could probably find backing for a map-making mission, but I'd have to make compromises I'm not willing to make with people I despise. Please, let me prove that not all of my people are manipulators and forces of destruction.
She did warn us and helped us with the framing. And having an ally in the Alliance could be useful.
The best I can do is to offer to let you come aboard my ship. Whether or not you can be a part of our group is a decision that's for the others to make.
ठीक है, अब कहाँ जाना है हमको? टैवर्न जाके रेस्ट करना है, ठीक है? बहुत ही ज़्यादा डायलॉग्स और सीन्स हो गए. अभी थोड़ा गेम प्ले चाहिए मुझे. हैवी आर्मर पहना है तो साउंड आते रहता है. रेस्ट कैसे करें यहाँ? कोई शायद इससे बात करना है.
Welcome to the Fishing Mermaid.
अच्छा, रेस्ट नहीं है. कहाँ कर सकते हैं रेस्ट फिर?
Silvio was just going to tell me where he thinks I might find my mother's logbook.
Tomorrow, you'll be given a ship. Your mother's ship, to be precise.
But I thought it was lost in the storm.
Lost? No. But it did suffer tremendous damage. It's been recovered and repaired. As you know, I was the shipwright working on her ship. Before her accident, your mother asked me to build her a cache. A cache in her cabin, just big enough to hold a logbook. If her logbook still exists, it must be there.
We've heard enough. It should be easy to check this cache story, shouldn't it?
I'll go back to my workshop now. Thank you for listening.
ठीक है, इनके पास जाने से सीन्स अनलॉक हो रहे हैं, तो इसके पास जाने से भी अच्छा नहीं। बात करें इससे? क्यों बात नहीं कर पा रहा मैं? ओह, होल्ड करना है बटन को।
You wanted to speak to me?
Yes. I killed your friend back on the island. I was following orders, and as a result, not only did I hurt, I lost everything. I know it's no excuse for what I did to you, but no.
The man you killed on that island was not only our... You are the reason we were uprooted from our land. I do not know why Alvida decided to...
I understand.
My uncle would have had you drawn and caught, but not before torturing you to reveal everything. But perhaps you will prove forthcoming.
I'll tell you everything you want to know. The man who followed you is named Kern.
Kern has you.
क्या करें? ठीक है.
Your hands are stained with the blood of our people.
I...
Goodbye.
See you soon.
ठीक है. बाकी लोगों से भी बात कर सकते हैं.
Yes?
नहीं, इसका कुछ नहीं है. और किससे बात कर सकते हैं? उससे नहीं. अच्छा, इससे बात कर सकते हैं.
I wanted to tell you how sorry I am about what happened to you. You were close. I am so sorry for your...
ओह, रोमांस ऑप्शन है.
I want...
See...
ठीक है, हमको शायद ऊपर जाना है रेस्ट करने के लिए. शिप जाना है अभी हमको.
Alvida left for the port at dawn. She was excited to see her ship at last. Are we going to meet her?
कहाँ है शिप? अच्छा, वहाँ है. तो शायद शिप मिलने के बाद हमको ट्रैवल हम कहीं भी कर सकते हैं. बहुत लोकेशन शायद अनलॉक होंगे हमको. मुझे लग रहा है गेम लंबा गेम है जिस पेसिंग पे चल रहा है. बहुत ज़्यादा पोशंस मिलते रहते हैं. यूज़ कर लेना चाहिए मुझे.
There you are. I'm happy to see you out of that courtroom and cleared of those ridiculous accusations. Captain Alvida has already returned to her ship and is busy preparing for your journey. When you're ready, just say the word and we'll take you aboard too.
We're ready.
In that case, climb into this boat and it will take you aboard. Godspeed.
Well, what do you think of my ship? It's quite the change from that old skiff. This one even has a cabin.
Yes, it is a fine vessel. But when will you take us back?
As soon as I can pay the crew and stock the old with food for the trip.
My family would certainly be able to finance the journey, especially since it would be an opportunity for them to compete with the Dorsays. They're a rival family who rule over the cities of Serene and New Serene. Come to think of it, they too could finance our trip, I suppose. They certainly have the means.
That would entail going to Peren, wouldn't it? I wouldn't mind going there too. There's someone there I need to see.
Really? Someone from Thélème, I presume?
Yes, a man of the cloth who might be able to help me get home. A certain Father Cardinal Pius.
I've heard of him. A charming old man who lives like a monk, I believe.
Yes, he's a priest and the Thélème ambassador. He can help me get home, but his influence could also be useful in getting your expedition financed.
Yes, I've heard of him. Well, having the backing of influential people is rarely a bad thing. My family is going to be thrilled when they hear about my exploits in Alima.
As for me, I'd like to go back to Iskiara. We left behind a giant, rampaging creature, and I hate to think what might happen to the locals and my companions. We can't just leave this beast to wander around. We have to find out what happened after our timely getaway. And since it's not possible to dock in Dooten, this will bring me as close as possible.
That's a lot of destinations to choose from. We'll have to choose just one. So, where are we headed?
तो अभी डेस्टिनेशन चूज करना है हमको. से बात करें.
I'm glad you came to see me. I'm going to need your help.
What does it entail?
As you may remember, Silvio told me about a cache on the consign. Despite everything that's happened to that ship since sinking, it wasn't discovered. But she had so little trust that she wrote in code. I need to know what information it holds.
Of course.
I need you to find someone who can
I'm at your service.
Someone in Ixantis can surely help.
ठीक है, companion quest
I
है
won't
वो.
bother you any longer.
See you soon.
उसका क्वेस्ट करके ही हम निकल सकते हैं, पर शाइन से भी बात कर सकते हैं.
If we keep this up, I'll end up becoming a real... That being said, I'm really glad that we got...
Let's talk.
Always at... Now that we're a safe distance from the prison, I imagine you're expecting me to introduce Sybil de Vespe? But you must have questioned... Who is this mysterious woman, really? How does she manage to remain...
Why did you come with us? Someone like you must have better things to do.
Better things to do, perhaps, but alas, the truth is far more mundane. And besides, let's just say that Alima's
Let's talk.
Always at...
इससे बात करना था, उससे नहीं.
Ah, excellent timing.
What is it?
I suppose you haven't forgotten our memorable encounter with... It so happens that I've just received a message. It appears to have been written by a servant who accuses me of being responsible. He says that she was lured to him in the course of the various threats of torture. I'm worried about him. I could take care of it myself. Would you help me find mine?
I'm sorry, but I've simply got...
Thank you, but don't be too...
See you later.
Of
तो
course.
एक मतलब सारे क्वेस्ट एक ही बार एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते, उसका करने के बाद फिर इसका करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, पहले हम डेस्टिनेशंस देख लेते हैं. वो डॉक भी कर सकते हैं. नीचे होगा मेरा रूम, या ये है मेरा रूम? नहीं, अलविदा का रूम है ये. यहाँ पे शायद हम, हाँ, डेस्टिनेशन यहाँ पे चूज़ कर सकते हैं. पेरन है. तो तीन डेस्टिनेशंस हैं. ओ, 4 है. ओ नहीं, ये तो... ओ, वहाँ से डायरेक्टली फर्स्ट ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं हम. हमको तो ये करना है ना, फाइंड आउट समवन केपेबल ऑफ डिसाइफरिंग लॉग बुक। ठीक है, पहले इसी को करते हैं। ये भी ऑलमोस्ट अच्छा इंस्टेंट नहीं हुआ। कैसे काम करता है बोट पता नहीं।
I know you already have a lot to do.
It's not really the moment.
Of course.
तो firearm.
I've seen you use rifles like the...
You young people are all... I'll show you the fundament. Well, what do you think?
It wasn't as hard as it...
तो अभी मैं राइफल्स यूज़ कर सकता हूँ।
Bye.
See you.
तो इन सब के कैरेक्टर नया स्किल ट्री कहाँ है? नया स्किल ट्री बोज राइफल से यहाँ है, राइफल्स है। ठीक है।
I imagine that there are more urgent matters than visiting them. That said, I need to inform him of all that we have witnessed. He will know what to do to put an end. And he is also a close relation of the... He could certainly help us convince them if...
We'll go to Pren soon enough.
If you end up docking in the city.
Of course. The magic that you're using is different.
I admit that I never thought. Of course, there is special training required to wield, and your faith is so... But who am I to question what the divine intent... It's incredible. May the enlightened forgive me. Of course, you'll need to continue practicing in order to...
Thank you, Fausta.
तो अभी मैं उसका मैजिक भी यूज़ कर सकता हूँ।
I must leave you.
See you later.
सारे कंपेनियंस के क्वेस्ट ओपन हो चुके हैं। तो डॉक करके देखते हैं। इनकम्प्लीट पार्टी। इसको रखना ही पड़ेगा पार्टी में। फिर क्या करें, किसको लें? इसको तो लेने वाला हूँ मैं। एंड किसको लें? नेलन। ओके।
I hope at least one of the admirals can help us. This is the first time I've heard of an encrypted logbook.
Doesn't she have other relatives who might know her code?
She and my father hadn't been getting along very well towards the end. But apart from him, I don't really see who...
Captain Alvida. That has a fine ring to it. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished.
Oh, thank you.
Young people, I don't know you, but you're very fortunate to have crossed paths with this woman. Here she's responsible for your conduct, so be worthy of it.
We could use your help, or at least your advice. It's about a logbook.
It's Mum's logbook. I mean, Captain Estrella's. We found it on board the Constanzia, but it's written in code.
Are you sure it's your mother's logbook? She's been gone so long.
I'm absolutely sure. The cache where I found it hadn't been opened. I recognize her handwriting despite the code.
I'm sorry, Alvida. I didn't even know your mother coded her entries. We don't usually do that, as you know. Logbooks are usually made to be shared with other knots.
Do you know anyone who could decipher it?
I can only think of one person in Duxantis who's capable of such a feat.
Thanks for your help.
Please. This story concerns me as much as my daughter. Is there anything else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
ठीक है, लाइब्रेरियन से पूछना है। यहाँ ही जाना है ना? एक और यहाँ पे। ओह, शिपयार्ड मास्टर है यहाँ पे। ये कौन है? एक और एडमिरल है।
Congratulations, Captain Alvida.
Thank you, Admiral.
We need your help.
You found her logbook.
My mother hid it in a cache in her cabin.
That's strange.
This makes deciphering it.
Indeed. But there must be people she worked.
Your mother trusted her carpenter enough to...
I must admit that.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
Don't mention it. Is there anything else?
ठीक है, कारपेंटर से पूछ सकते हैं. कहाँ है वो? अच्छा यहाँ है. Unavailable first travel. Okay. अब
Listen here, dirtbag.
Captain Alvida, please.
Guard, what do you want from this man?
Nothing that concerns you, Captain. But if I...
Are you threatening me? Here?
No, of course not. But for your sake, Captain Alvida, I'll leave this wretched But don't forget, your mother trusted him in the past.
It seems that Silvio is in trouble. Is everything all right? Who was that woman?
I'm fine, thank you.
Do you know why she threatened?
No, I've never seen it. Since my downfall, I've been watched. She told me plainly not to rake up the past.
Who could resent you so much as to send some...
Well, I don't think that... Well, apart from you, Captain Alvida.
My father. Our opinions often clash, just like me. He would like to know what happened.
Someone probably heard what you said at the tavern.
It would mean that this person was involved in the accident.
I don't know. But your friend isn't...
She should have kept quiet. These threats have only strengthened.
We found Captain Estrella's logbook.
It was exactly where you said it would.
Oh, I knew it. And? Did you read it?
The logbook is encoded.
She trusted you enough to build the cache, but did she...
No. I believe her name is Alma. She survived it. I've heard that she went to live in Olima.
Thank you, Silvio.
May the winds be merciful.
If you want us to decipher your mother's logbook, we'll have to go to Olima.
Ludwig or Safia will surely know where.
ठीक है, पहले हमको जाना है. हमारा डेस्टिनेशन हमको मिल गया. अभी शिप पे फास्ट ट्रैवल मैं कर सकता हूँ या नहीं? क्यों नहीं कर सकता? देना चाहिए था. ठीक है, यहाँ चलेंगे ओलेमा. वहाँ पे इसका... ओह, इतना जल्दी पहुँच गए या नहीं? ओह वाह, स्क्रीनशॉट तो बनता है यहाँ पे. एक इंस्टाग्राम पे मिल जाएगा.
These are the arid shores of Tainea.
पहुँच चुके हैं हम शायद. अलविदा को पार्टी में रखना पड़ेगा. ओके.
If you have a moment, I would like to speak to you about our meeting with the friend that I mentioned, Zeren.
बात करेंगे.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
क्या पूछना था?
Do you know how we're going to meet that friend you spoke about, Zeren?
I think so. I sent her a message while we were still in Yuxante. I said that we would return to Olima, and that we would most assuredly, knowing her well, she most certainly sent him. I know it's not optimal, lacking Very well. I must see you later.
ठीक है. कहाँ जाना है हमको? ये तो इसका क्वेस्ट है फाइनल में. ज़ेरेन को कैसे ढूंढें? Warehouses in North Sector Port. Okay. तो इस साइड पे होगा.
It's It's always hard to recognize someone from a description, but I'm pretty sure it's you.
What?
Yes. Yes, I'm
Say the word, and I'll take care of it.
क्या करें? डिप्लोमेसी करेंगे?
I assure you, sir, there's been a...
I don't think so. The poster mentions...
There are more and more Teer Fradeens in all, but I can assure you that my master would not take kindly to me commit. I must escort these people to see.
I better get back.
ठीक है.
Crossing the city will be a nightmare if we're recognized at every street corner by someone who's seen the wanted signs.
तो यहाँ पे wanted signs डाला. गार्ड्स देख लेंगे हमको. wanted है यहाँ पे हम. तो इस साइड नहीं जा सकते. यहाँ पे क्या है? कुछ नहीं है. ऐसे रास्ता है जाने के लिए शायद है. ठीक है, मैं वहाँ पहुँचता हूँ पहले.
And says that we're wanted by the guard. We'd better tear it down.
वांटेड पोस्टर है. ये असैसिन्स सडनली मुझे एम्बुश कर लिया इन्होंने. मिस हो गया मेरा अटैक. क्यों मिस हो गया?
My armor is broken.
नॉकडाउन कर दिया इसको. नॉकडाउन बहुत ही यूजफुल है. मेरे अटैक्स हिट कर रहे हैं अभी नहीं. शायद और पास जाके अटैक कर रहे हैं. इसका कुछ ज़्यादा ही है HP. ऐसे नहीं का. ओके. कहाँ है पोस्टर? उसने बोला टेड. अच्छा ये है. तो पोस्टर स्टे डाउन करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे. मैं वही रास्ता ढूंढ रहा था. वहाँ पे गार्ड्स थे तो वो रास्ता मैंने नहीं लिया. इस साइड से मैं जा रहा हूँ. होपफुली यहाँ पे कोई गार्ड्स नहीं होंगे. ये क्या है? यहाँ पे मार्क किया इन्होंने डोर को. ओके. सिक पीपल है शायद इसीलिए मार्क किया. चलो पोर्ट डिस्ट्रिक्ट पहुँच चुके हैं. तो वेयर हाउस यहाँ पे है.
Scoundrel! Do you think that bread grows on trees? And even if you did, you'd wait for someone to go pick it for you, wouldn't you? But you won't steal from me. No way!
Please! I'm starving. Just across the bread.
Guards! Stop! Thief!
This kind of scene never fails to appall me. We wouldn't let anyone starve to death in Yuxantis. We should step in to help this poor man.
तो साइड क्वेस्ट है वो. मेरा HP इतना कम है. मुझे रेस्ट कर लेना चाहिए. एनिमीज. मुझे लग रहा है यहाँ पे एक और फर्स्ट ट्रायल पॉइंट मिल जाएगा. वहाँ पे रेस्ट कर सकता हूँ मैं. टैवर्न है यहाँ पे. टैवर्न में भी रेस्ट कर सकते हैं. यहाँ पे है फास्ट ट्रैवल. पूरा हो गया.
Come in here. The warehouse area is only for naughts or persons with proper...
I can easily convince this guard to let us in. Did my ink become invisible overnight?
Oh. My apologies, Captain. I didn't see you there. Forgive us. We're a little nervous.
There have been thefts from some of the warehouses. And people are obviously getting into the area despite...
Well, I can confirm that you're doing your job well.
Of course, Captain.
ठीक है, अभी अंदर जा सकते हैं। मीटिंग पॉइंट यहाँ पर ही है हमारा।
Move along there. Only persons in possession of a pass can enter here.
ठीक है, यहाँ नहीं जा सकते। इस साइड से चले। ए क्या ब्लॉक कर रहे हैं मुझे? अच्छा यहाँ जा सकते हैं। नाइस। यहाँ से वहाँ ओ ऐसे जा सकते हैं, पर स्नीक करना पड़ेगा हमको।
We don't want to be overheard.
इंटरेक्शन नॉट पॉसिबल। क्यों क्यों पॉसिबल नहीं है? ए क्यों भाग रही है? बात करते हैं मुझे।
Not here. The walls have ears.
ठीक है, तो ये करके कोई फ़ायदा नहीं। यहाँ पे एक मैसेज है, को देखते हैं। Warehouse. Purple shield with golden eagle.
There's a message. Give me a minute to decipher it. She's worried. That's not like her. And she obviously has some very important... She suggests we meet in a warehouse in the port.
I hope she can provide some more.
She mentions a place that's used... It's wonderfully understated. We shouldn't have any...
In that case...
तो शायद वही लोकेशन था जहाँ मैं गया था। मैं ऑलरेडी गया था ना, शायद वही है। ठीक है, दोबारा जाना पड़ेगा।
We're out of sight of her husband's men. Somewhere discreet.
यही होगा क्योंकि पहले अनलॉक नहीं था, ये नॉट अवेलेबल दिखा रहा था। अभी अवेलेबल है तो यहाँ पे ही होगा। हाँ।
Why did those idiots have to choose a place this filthy? Ugh. There you are at last. Fausta, my friend. I'm so happy to see you again. I was so worried. I was informed that you'd been arrested for who knows what reason.
A greatly exaggerated rumor, as you can see.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Zerin, wife to General Kurnaz, a man whose path you've crossed under tragic circumstances, which trouble me greatly. He has always been driven by a thirst for power and glory, but he is a mere man-at-arms, which here means little. However, his successes on the battlefield and the confidence of his men have gone to his head. He has become obsessed with a single dream of late: to become emperor of a country that does not yet exist. A folly that, fortunately, few are prepared to accept, unless he is able to find support amongst the population. This he hopes to do by solving the problem of the native uprisings on Teer Fradee, at the expense of Governor Burhan.
You're starting to frighten me, Zerin. How do you think he hopes to achieve this goal?
Unfortunately, he doesn't tell me everything. You're going to have to find out for yourself, which is why I've asked you to meet me here. He and his supporters use this warehouse occasionally, so you may find some clues here. Find out what he's up to. Gather evidence, and I'll do everything in my power to help you. I know a representative of Morsinia, someone with influence, and whose politics are diametrically opposed to my husband's imperialist ambitions. I could introduce you, but we'll need solid evidence in order for any action to be taken.
So all we have to do now is search the place?
Yes. I really hope you'll find something. Be quick in any case, because his men could show up at any time, and you don't want to be discovered. Let me know as soon as you have something solid. One last thing. I thought I saw some posters about you. It seems that at least some of you are wanted by the guard. I shall do my best to have the notice cancelled, but it's going to take some time. Please be careful until then. I must leave you. My absence must not be noticed. Above all, be extremely careful.
ठीक है, हमने इसको ढूंढ लिया. क्या है हमारा क्वेस्ट? यहाँ पे ही है. सर्च द वेयरहाउस. ठीक है, करेंगे कंटिन्यू नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. बाय बाय.